Roll Tide, everybody, and welcome to Elephant in the Room with Jake Coker. I'm Mick Gillispie. Jake, right out of the chute, another big recruiting day for Alabama. They continue to have this amazing momentum, and you look around, and it's a class now full of superstars. And here's another one, 4-star prospect Kaleb Edwards from California just committed to the Crimson Tide today.
Yeah, tight end position, especially at Alabama, has been, I feel like, been pretty strong over the years. Again, you never know what this kid's going to be like when he shows up, but by all indication, in these camps on film, I mean, looks like he's got size, speed, physicality. That tight end position's awfully overlooked. Man, you get a lot of mismatches out of that position and really allows you to be pretty flexible on offense. So it's hard to beat a good, fast, athletic tight end.
Yeah, I mean, and I started thinking back, like Irv Smith was a great tight end. You threw the ball to O.J. Howard. I mean, think about all the big plays he had in that national championship game.
Yeah, it just took us 14 games to figure it out. But.
Yeah, right. It happens like that sometimes. Why is that?
I mean, on that front, I think it's just kind of circumstantial, and it's kind of tough to divvy up balls to 4 guys that can make a lot of plays, and you have Derrick Henry. I mean, to be honest with you, we had Calvin Ridley, obviously, Ardarius Stewart, Richard Mullaney. You had Kenyon Drake out of the backfield, who was one hell of a mismatch weapon for us. While it's always nice to have a lot of big players around you, good players around you, creating more mismatches, it is hard to get the ball to everybody, all the playmakers, because there's so many capable guys out there. I felt like he was pretty heavily involved, but at the same time, Clemson, they were doing a lot that night on defense. And, OJ kind of got lost in some of those situations. And while I can't believe he was the guy that they left open, they left him and me some pretty golden opportunities there in a couple situations.
Yeah. Saw a lot of you guys together when there were 88 days, right? Was the 88, whatever it was, days to Tuscaloosa, to football for Alabama. But this recruiting class, 21 commits now, most of them 4 and 5 stars. It's the second best recruiting class, according to 24/7 Sports and On3, closing in on Ohio State. Back out in California, I got to give Courtney Morgan a ton of credit. I was concerned when he took the job. Hey, are we going to be only recruiting guys from out of state, or are we going to be getting guys in state? We've got a really good mix of the guys that are in the radius around Alabama, but then going out and pulling in some of the most elite prospects from the state of California. And look, Bryce Young was from there. Najee was from there. Najee Harris. Like, you can get players from California that come to Alabama and become stars. And that's what they're doing. And it makes a lot of sense because that's where their relationships are.
Yeah. It makes total sense. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the really, really good skill players, it's kind of weird. You can almost kind of figure out where the skill players are from and where the big guys are from. Just based on past history, you felt like the linemen were usually out of the Southeast or the Midwest, and the skill players are out of Miami or California. It's kind of funny how that works. But, when I was at Alabama, we had a ton out of Miami. I got to tip the cap to them. They're getting the local guys, and they're also getting the guys that they were recruiting for years out west at Washington. I was talking to Kane Womack this weekend, and obviously kind of weird sharing everything he said, but I was asking him about the momentum that they had and just he was like, we if you had told me we are where we're at right now, I'd have been a little surprised. He's like, I mean, the work ethic's not going to change, and we've been hitting it really hard. But he was like, I'm surprised the momentum is where it is right now. But he also said, signing day's a long way away, and these are just commitments. They're not, it's not like these are, they've signed the dotted line yet. So we got to stay on top of these guys and make sure we keep them in house and not let anybody get them. So I'm happy to hear that kind of intensity, from start to commitment all the way to signing the dotted line, because, we are getting all excited, but, these commitments, they aren't what they were 10, 15 years ago, where I felt like a commitment was a done deal. Now, having said that, I saw Kaleb this weekend, further proves to be a guy that's just, it just seems like he's in total control, totally confident. He was at that Senior Bowl Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and just seems to be a transparent, good guy. And I think that's what these recruits are seeing. They're excited to play for a guy like that. And I think he just creates kind of an attractive atmosphere. All his coaches really love him. I haven't met anybody that's met him that said, I'm not a big fan of him.
Yeah, right.
I haven't run into anybody who said that yet. And again, by all indications from what I've seen and just my conversations with him, he seems like a great guy. And it's being showed on the recruiting trail,
Yeah, I mean, the family seemed to really connect with Kalen DeBoer and his staff, and Courtney Morgan's the GM of recruiting. So he's kind of the guy that oversees the whole process that goes into finding recruits and staying in touch with their families and setting up visits and all of that stuff, and this class, and I look at the diversity of region, some of the big pools. To me, I thought, obviously getting Ryan Williams to stay with the class was, who decommitted and came back. I thought that was a big one. I thought it really showed a lot when they got his teammate Antonio Coleman to commit to Alabama, the big defensive lineman. I loved when they brought Big Mike Carroll in from Pennsylvania, and you just look through this class and there's a lot of players to be excited about. We talked about Keelan Russell, the quarterback from Duncanville, Texas, and what that means to his brand. But Kaleb Edwards, when he committed, he's just talking about, like, Alabama's the place you want to go, man. It's the place you want to play. And I feel like it was like that when you got there. And I feel like this all started with Nick Saban, but they have done a great job of continuing the perception that Alabama is still the place.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you come to Tuscaloosa now, the impact that Coach Saban's had on the city of Tuscaloosa, just the way we are perceived on a national level. I mean, this is not the same Alabama that we were prior to Nick Saban being there. I mean, Coach Saban has completely transformed every aspect of our program, and I mean, it's transcended his time there. And look, I know it hadn't even been a year yet, but again, this kind of energy and excitement for this program is taking me back at least to Coach Saban's first couple years at Alabama.
Yep.
I mean, we're fresh off a playoff appearance, and we got this much excitement. There's no other place like it in the country. And when you got kids from California coming to Alabama, I know there's a lot going on in California, but to come down to the South and play at the University of Alabama, they're obviously very, very impressed. And these kids have been to Oregon. They've been to USC. They've been to these bigger city schools, and obviously they're very attracted to what Alabama brings and what they've seen on TV, what they've grown up watching. I just think there's a different level of seriousness and focus when you talk about the SEC and Alabama in particular.
Guys, I want to remind you that, first off, we appreciate all of you for being here, get in the comment section, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching the videos. I mean, we have had an uptick in views, and we appreciate you guys. We love you guys for being here and getting the conversation going, talking Alabama football. Jake and I both feel that way. We also want to thank mybookie.ag for their support. Use the promo code NEXTROUND at MyBookie. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The MyBookie casino provides a Las Vegas-style experience when the action is in your hands, and you don't even have to wear pants. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using the promo code NEXTROUND, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie. So we appreciate them. All right, Alabama, who obviously is pretty excited right now about adding Kaleb Edwards to the recruiting class. On3 gave Alabama an award for June. They were the recruiting winners for the month of June, and they start July off right where they left June. But what a run for these guys! 21 recruits, and it felt like for a while there you saw all those guys that left Alabama and transferred out in the secondary, which still baffles me why one area would have all those players with a mass exodus and everybody else kind of patiently waited. And you're finding out that Alabama can recruit, and I think that's a good thing. Now, those players made a mistake, I think, not by transferring, but by not giving Kalen DeBoer a chance to get to know him, to meet him, to figure out what things are going to be like. And the reason I wanted to say that is I'm leading into this. Jalen Milroe was on a show Saturdays Down South, and he was asked the difference. Did you see this? He was asked the difference between playing for Coach Saban and playing for Coach DeBoer. And he said that he threw a deep touchdown pass, and then just looking to the sideline like, what's the next play? And they're asking him, hey, are you going to celebrate? Everybody else going wild. And he's like, well, I mean, I'm just ready for the next play because that's the way Saban coached it. And Coach DeBoer is like, hey, it's okay to celebrate with your teammate. And it really is. Like, I don't know how that's going to translate on the football field, but that is such a difference right there. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, I saw it. It makes me I'll tell this story. We may have to cut it out of here, but
no, you're going to tell it. And we're leaving it in.
When I heard that, so every Thursday there's a 2-minute period for, Coach Saban's always done that, and we did it at Florida State with Jimbo. He had a lot of Coach Saban's, a lot of his schedules he implemented in his own program when he was starting out and doing a lot of similar things. And it was funny because like 2-minute at Alabama was geared towards the defense. And, Coach Saban, he wanted to see what the defense was going to do in certain situations. And like at Florida State, it was all about the offense. And so there was a coordinator at Florida State who was at LSU with Jimbo and Coach Saban. And he was telling me this story because we were talking about 2-minute and how it's all run. And he was saying the same thing, about how it was run. And he goes, yeah, we were at LSU one, and I couldn't remember who we were playing, but he was like, Jimbo had gotten tired of Coach Saban's shit on that 2-minute deal. He was like, he's just tired of it. And he had Jamarcus Russell. And so he goes, before, like right when 2 minutes starts, or right before it starts, he just basically draws up a play in the sand, just like a gimmicky play, and Jamarcus Russell was going to throw it 90 yards for a touchdown, and it would be over. And so Jimbo's like, all right, Jamarcus, I want you to drop back just as far as you can. Let everybody get down there, and you just throw it as far as you can and see if we can't score on the first play, just to piss off Coach Saban. And so he says that Jamarcus Russell gets the snap, runs back there, and he waits and waits and waits, and they buy him just enough time, and he throws it like 80 yards for a touchdown. And and the offense, they didn't want to run it again. They just wanted to call it a day. That was 2 minutes. It was over. And Coach Saban is losing his shit. Cussing every one of them out. And the offense, they're like, screw it. They're celebrating. They're running down the field. And Coach Saban's like, get your asses back here. Right now, we're doing it again. And they're like flipping them off and running towards the end zone. And Coach Saban goes, it's all the linemen. They're screwing with him. And he goes, God damn it, I hate you fat motherfuckers.
That's how could it? What else did you expect from him? I mean, you know, that was so worth it.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, you know, and you wouldn't understand unless you were there. Like it's, you know, the offense has to get in certain looks to make Coach Saban happy because he's got to be prepared and got to see everything he wants to see. And so they were just done with it. And 2 minutes is the last thing before practice is over. You know, and usually you run it one time. If the defense does good, then Coach Saban's like, all right, we can get out of here. You know, if the defense does terrible, they run it back and do it over and over again just because defensive guy. And so again, for Jimbo to just be like, I want y'all to go celebrate and we're getting the hell out of here. just went against every rule Coach Saban, you know.
That's so funny. Well, you said that you said before that, like, when you were there, Kiffin would try to do stuff like that too, right? Like, would maybe go against like
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a fun part of doing practice, right?
Oh yeah, but that one was like perfect because they actually scored and it was over. Like it should be over. When Lane would do it, it'd be like in the middle of practice during team run, we'd throw a pass, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, why? Let's not do this, please."
Oh, I get it right. It's supposed to be a run play, and he's passing.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. Man, I'm so impressed with this recruiting class, though. I mean, I've covered recruiting for a while. You know, Rivals, and then On3, you know, and then now, you know, just doing these shows and stuff. But to see Kalen DeBoer step in and embrace the challenge that is replacing Nick Saban, and you know, you tell that story, and we all get it. Like we know him. I mean, you know him personally, but we all just know him from being around. I like that your lights are off now. Yeah. There we go. No, you missed it. You missed it. All right, there we go. But you know, for him to come in and embrace this job and do all of the interviews, local and national, that he does, connect with the boosters, help raise money with the NIL, to connect with you guys, the alumni, the past legends and players, to embrace the culture, and then to go out there and in recruiting, get off to a start like this. To me, I mean, I don't know what else the guy could do except just continue the path that he's on right now.
He's doing everything right, you know, and like we've talked about in previous episodes, there's nobody he won't speak to. There's nobody he won't do an interview with. And I mean, it goes top down, the entire staff. I was talking to Kane, talking about our radio show we're doing prior to each game this year. And he's like, "Oh man, every one of them. I'll do every one."
He's going to be on the tailgate show.
I may have bribed him with a few beers, but I got the guess.
Hey, buddy, I got something for you here. It'll be on the tailgate show. That's going to be fun.
There's more where this came from.
Yeah, we got you covered, man. And yeah, not that he's gonna have time, but that's awesome, man. That's fantastic. It sounds like they're really enthusiastically excited about doing what they need to do to be successful, and I love that, and I'm super pumped. Now, Final thing on today's show, EA Sports College Football 25's coming out. I know that you're not a big video game guy, but were you in any of those games? Did they have the college football game when you played? And
yeah, they stopped doing that. I think I was in one in the last game. Pretty sure the last game I was in.
How were you as what did you have good scores and stuff? Or
they screwed me on the ratings for sure.
So you say screwed? Like what? Like explain this to me.
They gave me some 3-star ratings. Yeah. But from what I remember, I could move for a white guy.
You could? How was your arm strength?
I think it was decent, but I wasn't starting myself.
Man, just explain to the layman here, how cool is that though to be in a video game?
It was pretty awesome. And actually, every time I played that game, I did start myself. Probably cost me a few wins, but you gotta do what you gotta
do. Man, underrated even to yourself.
Oh yeah. Hey man, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's still awesome to be in a video game. Were you a Florida State guy or an Alabama guy?
Florida State.
Okay.
That was back when they had. Yeah, because I'd put us in the black jerseys and I'd be starting. I was benching EJ Manuel. Get him out of here.
Man, it's crazy that it's taken this long for the game to come back. Obviously, the players are getting paid now a little bit of money, not a lot. And it's coming out. They were telling me that you have to buy the new console for it to work. So I was hoping to play it on the Xbox, but if that's the case, we're not buying a new console to play EA Sports College Football. We'll wait until they make some kind of an edit to it where we can play it on ours at our house. But still, I can't wait to play it. And I wonder if if they'll have like alumni. I mean, I guess they can't, right? Like
they have to now that they can. Well, I don't know if they'd have to pay all these guys that are going to be on it at that point. But what do the players get paid for this now?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you were playing this video game and say it had all the Alabama championships I'll say forever, all the Alabama championships, which matchup would you have played and what uniform combo?
Alabama teams versus Alabama teams?
Yeah.
I'd probably play one of the younger generations. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look and see who had the worst defensive line.
So I'm guessing that 2015 Alabama's playing in this game.
If I was playing with a team, I would be 2015 every time.
Okay, yeah, 2015. So
I thought you were saying
if you're the video player, not you as a football player, but I'm saying as like the guy at home, just like picking the game.
Okay, no, I thought you were saying if I got to be my own team in the game and I'm playing one of the other.
Well, I'm saying that now. We're good with that. Yeah, I'm saying that now. So it's a 2015. To me, it'd be 2015. Wow, God, this is so tough because I love the 09 team. I'm buddies with those guys. That team meant so much to me. We followed your team around. It was the most fun I've had on the tailgate show. Baron Huber was on the tailgate show after you guys won the championship and fell asleep on the show, the post game. Somebody actually has a picture of
I've seen it.
Baron fell asleep. And somebody else reminded me of it. I forgot. I don't have a good memory. Our buddy Colin was like, "Hey, do you remember that time?" So those are great teams. 2011 was a great team just because of the tornado, and then those guys winning the championship. We're buddies with Jay Barker. So We're not going to confuse you two, but he won in 92. I'd say, I guess for me, it would have to be, and Bryce Young would be a great guy to play with.
Oh, yeah. Well, the most fun to play with would be, I mean, it's always the fastest guy. So Jalen would be the guy to play with.
Well, I mean, look, yeah, but right. As far as the quarterback goes,
it's like any Madden game. Everybody, if you get to pick your team first, you're taking Michael Vick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
from back in the day. All right, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with 09 versus you guys. I can already. There's a couple. That'd be fun to do it. I'm not going to break down some of the advantages that one team would have over the other. But I went to all right.
Oh, you asshole.
I can't. I might have to buy the new console.
To be an Alabama guy like you are with that background, you sure are an asshole to former players.
The problem is you've hung out with me long enough now to know where I'm going. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
And I think everybody watching knows too.
Just go ahead and pull the knife out of my back.
No. I think if you think that's what I'm talking about, it might be somebody else's back. Hey, look, man. Seriously, though, the funny thing about these teams is we love them all, and I'm being serious. And all the players and all of you guys mean so much to us as Alabama fans. Like, we joke around, but man, watching those games, going to the Rose Bowl that year, that Florida game, being with you guys, going to Georgia that year and getting soaked and rained on when everybody thought we were going to lose that game. The season was over. You guys go in there and smoke them. And then from that point on, it was just a magical run, being there. And 2000, watching all those games, the Tua championship throw, and all that stuff, man. It's just been, we're so lucky. We're blessed. And love that. Love all those teams, man. It's like trying to pick your kids,
Yeah.
Really I like her better than you, but all right. Hey guys, as we wrap up the show, and it's been fun, man. This has been a 30-minute ride that's going by fast. It feels like every show's that way though. I want to remind you guys that if you want to look good out on the golf course, or you want to look good in the boardroom, or you just want to look solid, use the promo code ROOM20, 20% off rowback.com. I've got the Rowback shirts at home, including my crab shirt that I love. I didn't even want to break out the crab shirt because it's become my new, do you have shirts like this? Like your ace, you got to save it for the big events.
Yeah. That's not your ace, is it?
No, this isn't my ace right here. This is a work shirt. Anyway, Room 20, guys, rowback.com. We obviously, you could tell we've had a good time. We hope that you have as well. What day do you think we're going to get back together? What's your schedule like?
Well, Thursday I'm off, so I'm wide open.
All right, we'll do it Thursday. All right, for Jake Coker, we will talk to you guys. We're going to do a special 4th of July show for you. Is that? Yeah, 4th is Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll do it early. We'll knock it out early just because I know what your 4th of July is probably going to look like.
Oh, goodness. A lot of fireworks and naps.
Yeah. And Miller Lite. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Roll Tide, and we will do it again really soon. That soon being Thursday.